Hello, I am Kirti Talreja, a third year BA student at National Law University, Odisha. I was fortunate enough to have got this opportunity to intern with the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry under the guidance of Divesh Srivastav sir. My overall experience at FICCI was absolutely amazing. Not only did I get a chance to enhance my skills, but also to explore myself and perform even better. This internship helped me gain a practical insight about the intellectual property law and its nuances. All the interns were assigned various research based tasks that help us to expand our knowledge horizons. It was more of a fun learning experience for me rather than a strict overburdening internship. I was indeed honored to have worked under the guidance of Devesh sir, who not only assigned the interns with various tasks but also entrusted them, thus making all of us to take the tasks at hand with utmost sincerity and due diligence. From being available to clear our doubts to guiding us while performing each and every work, sir was always there for all the interns. I must mention that intellectual property rights is one area of law that definitely has interested me a lot after having been interned with FICCI. From researching on various IPR related issues like geographical indications to hosting webinars, it was an amazing experience for me. My other area of interest includes the law of competition, and through FICCI, I also got to learn the various aspects of this very law. We were assigned to draft the FICCI newsletter that mainly focused on competition law and the IPR laws judgments, thus making all of us abreast of all the latest happenings in these two fields. It is very well established that the intellectual property rights law and the law of competition are termed as friends in disagreement. It is intelligible that there has always existed an antagonism between both these legislations, considering the fact that the essential attribute of IPR is the grant of exclusion, where the state grants monopoly rights to the IPR holder, thereby promoting innovation. Whereas in the law of competition, this law essentially aims to attain maximum production and the allocation of resources, thereby creating a level playing field in the market. Although it is true that the roles of both these legislations are diverse, but both these legislations work in tandem to ensure maximum consumer welfare and to spur innovation. So, today, my main aim would be to analyze the scuffle between the jurisdictions of these two authorities in light of the various judgments of the Indian courts. The jurisdictional tussle between IPR laws and the law of competition, in my opinion, is no less than a perennial war. The Competition Act 2002 is basically a sector agnostic legislation, and the Competition Commission of India enforces its provision across all the sectors. While there are other sector specific statutory bodies also, for instance, say the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that is the TRAI, and the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission. So there has always existed a perpetual tussle between the Competition Commission of India and the sector specific statutory body vis-a-vis their jurisdictions. On numerous occasions, the overlap between the scope and functioning of the Commission and these regulators has been brought up before the High Courts and the Apex Court. There there are a plethora of cases observing the interface between the IPR and the law of competition. The first matter concerning the jurisdiction of the CCI was brought up before the Bombay High Court in the case of Amir Khan Production Limited versus Competition Commission of India, which revolved around a copyright dispute. Certain film production companies were there that collectively decided against releasing films to multiplex with a very motive of generating a huge revenue. After this, the Competition Commission of India took cognizance of the matter. It formed a prima facie opinion, a prima facie case, and after a detailed investigation by the Director General in this issue, the CCI issued a show cause notice to the production companies. After this issuing of the notice, Amir Khan Production Limited approached the High Court of Bombay and challenged the jurisdiction of the CCI in this very case. However, the Bombay High Court, rejecting the contentions, averred that the CCI had the power to determine whether it has the requisite jurisdiction and whether the parties can avail of the exemption that is being laid down under Section 35 of the Act. Again, the matter relating pertaining to the conflict of jurisdiction between IPR and the competition law was brought forth in the landmark case of HT Media versus Super Cassettes Industries Limited. So, Super Cassettes was the largest private publisher of Indian music, and it was alleged that it has been abusing its dominant position in contravention of Section 4 of the Act. Supercassettes challenged the investigation basically on the grounds of lack of jurisdiction on part of the CCI. Supercassettes contended that the jurisdiction exclusively lied with the copyright board, and it was the sole authority that has the power to determine whether the terms are reasonable and set new norms in the case that such terms are unreasonable. So the CCI shrugged off this very contention of supercassettes and averred that the regulatory domain of the Copyright Board and the Competition Commission of India are absolutely diverse, and the CCI is a market regulator which has the mandate of eliminating practices that bear with them the potential of imposing appreciable adverse effect on competition in India. The Supreme Court also reiterated on the issue relating to the conflict between these two laws in this case and observed that even though the copyright owners have monopoly, the copyright holder has full monopoly, but the same is limited in the sense that if such monopoly creates some disturbances in the smooth functioning of the market, then the same will be in violation of competition law. So it is now clear that undoubtedly IPR owners can enjoy the fruits of their labor via royalty by issuing licenses, but the same is not absolute. Further, in the case of Union of India versus Cyanamide India Limited and another, it was held by the court that charging excessive prices on life-saving drugs is within the ambit of price control, and the CCI has the jurisdiction over such matter. As in case of scarcity of substitutes, there is always a peril of creation of monopolies, which tends to disturb the economic efficiency in the market. Recently, in a neoteric dispute between Monsanto Holdings Private Limited versus the Competition Commission of India, this very issue of jurisdiction had again come up. So, in this case, the issue was concerned the control of patents, that is a domain regulator under the Patents Act 1970. So, the Competition Commission here in this case had passed an order under Section 26(1) of the Competition Act 2002, which directed the Director General to investigate in the matter. Challenging the this very order under the Section 26(1) of the Act, Monsanto had approached the Delhi High Court, and it contended that the matter at hand fell in the exclusive jurisdiction of the controller of patents only, and the CCI had no jurisdiction of the same. However, the Delhi High Court said that there was absolutely no irreconcilable repugnancy or say conflict between the Competition Act and the Patents Act, and therefore the jurisdiction of the CCI to entertain any such complaint that concerned the abuse of dominance in respect to patent rights cannot be excluded. So, in hindsight, what can be noticed is that the jurisdictional dispute between IPR laws and the law of competition is undeniably incessant. Given that the scope largely overlaps and sometimes it even clashes, hence it is paramount to facilitate a more balancing approach between the two legislations in order to fulfill the goal of a competitive environment such which has the capability of protecting as well as safeguarding innovation simultaneously. IPR has usually been used as a tool to create exclusive monopoly rights to the holder, thus deterring other players from offering the products in the same market, which in turn leads to reduced competitiveness in the market, and it also creates conflict between the objectives of both these laws. IPR is based on the reward theory, which according to the reward theory, the inventor who has disclosed to the society some invention shall be rewarded. This again further intensifies the bone of contention. However, by observing the objectives of these two laws in greater detail, what one uh, what one can say is that there is an undisputed fact that both these laws promote consumer welfare and innovation. Competition law is enacted to avoid the misuse of monopoly power granted under the statutes, which is widely traced when such legislation was enacted. The Competition Law 2002 has widely accepted the intentions of intellectual property rights while framing the provisions, and it does not eliminate the dominance achieved by an individual due to such intellectual property law. Thus, a more balanced approach is what is required to harmoniously construct both these statutes and to clarify much upon the different jurisdictional opinion. It has to be taken into consideration. In conclusion, it can be deduced that there is no such conflict between the aims and objectives of both these laws. Both the laws are promoting innovation and consumer welfare. The innovation of the domains of these laws have been harmoniously constructed to accomplish a middle path. A detailed discussion in this regard would also lead us to a conclusion that the conflict between these two laws cannot be accomplished in isolation, even though there is no denying that these laws are parallel to each other, but the objectives are converging with each other. So, in a nutshell, what we can today summarize is that both these laws have the common objective of giving away innovation, to spur innovation and to create a balance, but the ways through which these laws tend to achieve those objectives are slightly different.